Right now I'm working for School District 68 as a Hul'q'imi'num administrator. I teach high school and part-time administration of Hul'q'imi'num. In our program, I'm in charge of looking after the other Hul'q'imi'num instructors for School District 68 and help make resources for our school. Right now I'm in the process of getting ready for our language program that we have in May, and it's called Hul'q'imi'num. It used to be called Spapito, but we've changed it from Spapito because we want, which means Spapito, which means competition. We changed it to Hul'q'imi'num so that we want our students to learn how to share their knowledge and share their gifts of Hul'q'imi'num with other students. Our Hul'q'imi'num ranges from K to grade 12. Our K to 3 have a separate program where they can do question answers, where an elder would ask them a question and they'd answer in complete sentences. Same with our grades 4 to 6. They have another separate program where they answer questions, and their questions would be answered in full sentence form. Grade 7 to 12 is a new program that we're adding, and that is doing stories. So our students are doing plays. Last year was our very first set play, and it worked really well, and our elders were really happy. In order for our students to become fluent speakers, is that they need to start speaking full sentences. So storytelling is the best way that we can do it, and I see that it's working really well. Our students are speaking full sentences during the play, and I love it. The program I'm in is a land-based training program for our students, which is grade 10 to 12. We do lots of hands-on, and with our hands-on, we integrate Hul'q'imi'num into their training. For instance, last year we worked with cedar. We did several weavings, weaving cedar mats or wall hangings. We did little projects like cedar roses, learning how to harvest cedar, things like that. And this year, starting off, we're working with wool this year. We'll going to be doing some weaving as well. We've started working on a wall hanging with wool, and when the weather gets better, we're going to be going to the beach to learn how to work with raw wool. By that I mean we clean it and dye it, card it, spin it, right from raw state to the state where it goes onto the loom. So we're looking forward to that. So it's a land-based program that's really helping our kids. I think that with this land-based program, we're not only working on our Hul'q'imi'num, we're working on math skills because some of our students are making a loom that for a gift for Indigenous First Nations. So we have a math teacher coming in to help with the measurements and guiding them with their loom. They get credit for an English component. Their students have to write a journal in their journals every day, and it's a beautiful program, our land-based program. It's a good way of showing that I think we need to go back to our basics, the way our elders were taught. Our elders were taught by hand. They demonstrated everything. They showed her lots of hands-on activities. So, and that's what we're doing with our kids in our classroom. Everything is hands-on. So, and that's how we were taught as children. I think our program is. I find it very successful. If you look at um, this only being our second year of running our land-based program, and I see the growth of our students who have come back for their second year. Their willingness to work at at their own culture, their language, um, and coming to school. We had trouble with our kids not showing up to classes and that, but now our kids are willing to come in, and they love the class. They come to school now, so I find it very successful that way.
From your perspective, what is Indigenous education?
Indigenous education is going back to our roots, showing everybody that it's important that we learn about our culture, our land, our water, our air, and that's what all Indigenous education is learning how to respect our land, our water, our air, and to preserve our world. We spark interest to more non-First Nations and wanting to learn how we preserve our land. How do we clean our waters and clean up our beaches? And that's my goal, is that we spark the interest of the non-First Nations to help us with cleaning up our air, our water, our land. We need to start documenting everything that we're doing in our land-based program so that we can share everything. How we go about bringing our students in. How did we get that interest? So we need to document everything that we teach at school. We often ask them to make sure that they teach at home, make sure they bring everything that we have to teach their family, their friends, their brothers and sisters, so that they're sharing their gifts that they've received.